Shalom, shalom, Shabbat, shalom, Shabbat, shalom. As always, I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the house of David, the 144,000, and to the men, women, and children scattered throughout the four corners of the earth of the hopeful elect. To you, I say shalom. Just a lesson I was thinking about, essentially the truth is the truth, whether you like it or not. But as we begin this lesson, and it's not going to be a long one, I don't know. We always begin in Proverbs 9:9, and it reads, "Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. This is made possible through the fear of Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding." So with that, it's basically the truth, whether it hurts or not. It's the truth. The truth is that Deuteronomy 15 or 28 and 15, it says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." This is the truth. This happened. This came to pass. "Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store." Which of these things is not painful? Which of these things has Israel not had to deal with and been able to circumvent and go around and figure, that they didn't have to deal with what the Most High said was going to manifest itself to us and upon us? We've had to deal with these things. We've had to deal with redlining, with Jim Crow, with slavery, with you name it. You name it, we've had to deal with it. This was the truth. This was a promise made to us. This was a fate that we were set to have to deal with. There was no getting around it. There was no moving in a direction that would allow us to, outside of doing the commandments, which we neglected, which we refused, which we did not do. Therefore, hey, there was a promise made. There was a truth spoken that if you don't, this is what'll happen. If you do, this is what'll happen. And we received the latter of the two. But through it all, it was a truth. And the fact is, these other nations delighted in bringing us this truth, bringing to bear this truth upon us, and we're just gonna, and those of us that have been in this, that we understand, so if you go through from the point I started in Deuteronomy 28 and 15, 16 through 68 were these curses that fell upon us. You know, in the morning, thou shalt say, would the Most High it were evening. And in the evening, thou shalt say, would the Most High it were morning. And our people, even to this day, even to this day, we're still we wrestle with these things, you know, and especially during the time of hardcore slavery, you know, our people were, sun up to sun up, sun up to sun, constantly worrying about, you know what I mean? What was this devil gonna do to us? How were, you working all day, all night, you try to get some rest. You man, just let me make it to the morning without this devil coming in and snatching my wife out of the bed and taking her to the big house and violating her and, send her back to you. All of the abominations, you know what I mean? But these were truths that we had to deal with. All of the things that this devil has done that he has not received a recompense for, that he thinks have it's uncanny, the man that he really thinks that, all is good, you know. You're saying their own shepherds pity them not, you know. Is that Slovakia? Right. Yeah. You know, that is so annoying. Because we had to suffer through these things. We had to deal with the truth of our concept, our actions, the consequences being the truth. The consequences were what we had to deal with for breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments. You know, but these devils, this was and is their mindset. And I'll start at 19 because the cursor's flashing right there. It says, "Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit." Like the apostle said, you want to know how they lying? They lips is moving. Everything whenever this devil is talking or saying anything, if you're not taking it with a grain of salt, with an understanding that his whole goal is to deceive you, even if he gives you a little truth, he's going to wrap that truth in so many layers of lies that by the time you figure out which part was a lie and which part is the truth, he will have already taken hold of you. He will have already subdued you. He will have already pinned you to the floor. You know, you'll set him by you, and he'll basically, set you up for destruction. Because our people, man, hard headed is second nature to our people. Scripture says never trust thine enemies, but in our people's, he's not our enemy. He good to me. The master give me food and he give me a job. I got a good job. So you people, you move in ignorance. It says, "Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thy own mother's son." It says, "These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes." So you and it's uncanny how he gets our own people, to put them in positions to think that they know something. It's the same way. It's not even really Salakia. I'll take that back. It's not uncanny to see all of these mockers and scoffers and naysayers and gainsayers of the house of Jacob, of the house of Israel. To see all of these people, to see the video after the video after the video come out of these damn people talking out their ass, and it's always Jake. It's always Jake. And it's no different. See, Jake is the one that killed the prophets. The prophets were sent to Jake. The prophets were sent to Israel. They weren't sent to the other nations. They were sent to Israel. Salakia. I was just looking for this one. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? No, I can't find it, but I know it's written. That if it would have been, if the word would have been given to them, then they would have believed. You know, and our people who received the word didn't receive the word. They didn't believe. They resisted constantly. The scripture says, I send ye to a nation, stiff necked, hard headed, rebellious people. Just roughly paraphrasing. And that's our people. And this is why you see every, video out there right now is our people coming against this truth, coming against this word, coming against everything that's being told to them, rejecting it. Because this is all that this is their only option. They're forced to reject it. This word is hidden from them. They can't receive it. And they don't get it. They don't understand it, But the elect are being set in order right before these people's very eyes. And the elite, they can distinguish between those that are being set in order and those that still have, a foot in this world, those that still are into, this world. The elite, they know those that they're gonna, like the prophets, the apostles have said that there's, they have, color, they got you color coded. Those that they know they're gonna have to put to death. Those that they know that, a little bit of torture, and you'll acquiesce. You know, those that they know, soon as the shit hits the fan, you're gonna acquiesce. You're gonna tuck in your fringes and come around. They know. You know what I mean? They have an idea. And all of these things are being set in motion as we speak. And only those, of the hopeful elect are seeing it and considering it, that are watching for these things, that are looking for this MOTB, that are looking for a time of trouble, that are looking for the famine, that are looking for these things, that are watching and paying attention to the signs, that are not just getting wisdom but getting understanding, and understanding that this is the things that we're going to have to go through. Understanding that it ain't all about, I got fringes on, so that, no, the fringes should be on your heart to guide you, to make you pay attention to what you're doing, to move with wisdom. If they're not there, fringes on your t-shirt ain't gonna change shit. Period. It ain't gonna make a hill of beans difference. You're gonna continue to receive the promise, the truth of the curse of subjugation, until the time comes when the Most High, man, basically completes this work on this earth, and destroys Babylon the Great. These are the things that's coming to this place, you know. But this devil has moved. Hey, he's moved completely without any resistance. You know, but these, hey, the truth is still the truth, whether or not you believe it or not. You know, and this devil, hey, the truth was that he was set up to do the things he did. You know, everything that has been done. This is James 2:13. It says, and hey, this is why this this is why this devil is sending out his minions left, right, and sideways, because he thinks that if he can convince us that he's right and we're wrong, that would actually change the word of the Most High. That would make, because he said it was this way, that now, okay, we accept what you say, and now that's gonna make what the Most High say of no effect. you know it takes a level of arrogance to move like Esau moves, to consider things like Esau considers them, as though if he can convince us, then that would change the mind of Yahweh, of the Most High, of Yahweh Shai. That would cause them to move differently, because he convinced us that what we read and what we see that they have declared, that's not the truth. What he's saying is, get the hell out of here, Esau, and take your minions with you. Believe whatever you feel like you need to believe, because we understand what's coming, you know. And trust me, this is a truth for you. It says, "For he shall have judgment without mercy, that hath showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment." and you've shown no mercy, Esau. You've heavily laden that yoke on the old and the young. You know, you have moved without wisdom for a very long time. And it's coming. Your recompense is coming upon you. And this is Psalms. I'm gonna just read it, 17 and 13, and it says, "Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." So, hey, that's a truth as well. You have been the sword of the Lord. You have been the hammer of the whole earth because you were given that position. You didn't earn it. You were given it, based on you being the the vile man, the vilest of the earth. But we're coming into new times. We're coming into a new day. We're coming into a new era. You know, another promise. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, for bringing upon us a great evil. Another truth. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem or Yerushalayim. And I hate using the letter J in any of these circumstances anymore. The more it resonates that it's non-existent. It's Yerushalayim. But I digress. We keep it pushing. So I'm gonna hop over here, and we're just gonna go to this one real quick. And we're gonna go. This is Deuteronomy 28. We want to go. It says, because hey, the truth, our truth of these curses is coming to an end. It's culminating. It's wrapping up. And your truth is beginning. Your truth is coming upon you. Your truth is starting to rain down. What's your truth? This is Deuteronomy 30 in verse 7, and it reads, "And Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." And you have only but to turn and look in the mirror to see who these people are, to see who's going to receive the curses that were put upon Yasharallah, that were heaped upon Yerushalayim, that we've had to go through, that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and your different islanders, those, the different nations of Israel. You're getting ready to see a role reversal, a trading places, if you would. Another a truth reversed, because the truth is the truth. It doesn't matter whether it's enjoyed, it's a happy thing, It is what it is. Your emotions have nothing to do with it. The truth is the truth. So let me get one or two more. See, yeah, come on, yeah. Here's here's another truth, you know, because these things are coming. We're seeing the great exchange. You know, we're in the midst of a great period where these things are beginning to transfer, to change hands. This is Ezekiel 35:2, and it reads, "Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Give it this truth and say unto it, Thus saith Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai power. Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, this truth, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, this truth, and I will make thee most desolate." This is the truth. Whether you like it or not, this is what's coming. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. This is the truth. This is a truth that's coming. Doesn't matter if you like it. Doesn't matter if you think you can circumvent it. Doesn't matter if it hurts your feelings. Doesn't matter if it's painful. It's the truth. We had to deal with the truth. And you're going to deal with the truth. So I'm not going to make this long. You know, this is just, hey, the truth is the truth. Here's another truth. This is Ecclesiastes 12:13, and it reads, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil." Another truth. So with that, I pray that this was an edifying lesson. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory once again to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the men of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the 144,000 and to the men, women, and children scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, of the hopeful elect in the house of David. To you I say, Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.